Hey everybody, welcome back to another plein air painting video. We're already set up with the pochade box, ready to paint this area behind me. I've been painting here before, but never in this lighting. It's pretty overcast, it's later in the day, so we're gonna have to move quick because it's gonna get dark pretty quick. It's a little bit chillier today, so I'm probably gonna have to put on some gloves a little bit later. I got a nice crowd watching me here, some cows that are very curious as to what I'm doing. In an area like this, there is so much painting potential. I literally have things that I could paint all the way around me. There's just so much. So how do you get a composition together when you just want to paint everything? Well, what I like to do is I just take a quick glance around, and the thing that jumps out to me the most, maybe it is a specific area, I will try to get a composition together from that. So I've had a look and I like this view right here. Okay everybody, this is the view that I am looking at to paint today. I really like the depth, I like these background bluffs, I like the hills here, I like these trees coming down like that, and then these few trees coming across here, and I really like this tree. I might want to move it over a little bit or resituate it to some extent, I'm not quite sure yet, but I like this hill in the foreground. So I think what we're gonna do is do something like that. I like to start with the horizon line. That just helps me get everything where it's supposed to be. So I think in this one, the horizon line is gonna be right about here, just because there's more going on in the foreground. So we got a better look at below the horizon than we do above it. And we got some bluffs back here. We have got some hills back there that kind of follow the horizon line, and they slowly kind of fade downward, I think. We got a slope coming in right here. I think this is going to end up being quite a bit more zoomed in than I was originally thinking. Comes down like that, and then we got our tree, which is going to be somewhere right up in here. Okay, I think I have just deviated quite a bit from what I was originally going to paint. And I'll tell you guys here in a minute. Okay, we got that slope, comes up like that. And then we have our foremost slope, comes up like that. We have that little tree right down in there. Okay, I really shrunk down this tree quite a bit. That's basically all I really did to change it, is I shrunk this tree quite a bit and I opened up the bottom like I said. But let's go ahead and start painting it now. For the sky, I'm going to use titanium white, sky blue, and it's pretty gray. So I'm going to take some of that brilliant red and a little bit of burnt sienna, and that'll form a nice sky color, I think. So let's get that on there and try that out. I really like it. I think it's good. I want it to be about that dark. However, there is a thin line of light over on the right side that I want to put in. Right about there. There it is, right there. A thin strip of light. I'm going to take a cool very cool green. Put in those bluffs. Oh boy, look at over there right now. It is absolutely gorgeous. Oh, it's so beautiful. I wish I had more time to paint. Okay, let's get these bluffs on. A little bit darker, I think, but a little bit more blue as well. And I'm going to green them up a little bit. Make them a little bit darker. Okay, I want to have some of those shadows of the ridgeline trees down here being cast. So that's what I'm putting in now. Now I'm going to put in bright highlights of that sun shining through right in these areas with titanium white and lemon yellow. Probably want to use a little bit more lemon yellow just because it's sunset light. Comes up here as well. I'm going to put that tree in. We start with dark green, which is a mixture of Payne's gray and lemon yellow. Okay, and we got our dark hill down here. Gets a little bit lighter as it goes up. Right about like that. So this whole foreground hill is in shadow, so that's why it's a darker green right now and a less saturated green. The sun really tends to bring out those bright colors, so I'm going to keep the hill the way it is. Now that I've roughly got the block in, I can go back over it and add more detail. I actually forgot to put in this dark little tree down here, one of the most important parts of the painting. Why? Well, because it adds balance to this tree right here. Okay, now I can go back over it and I'll add a little bit more detail. And I know that something needs to be done with this area up in here. And I see that there is a field actually up in here that I can suggest by lightening it up a little bit. Gonna add in some more sunshine right back in here. And I do think I'm actually going to add in some trees right up in here. So I can pop those in there quite nicely by taking a dark green, which is mixed from Payne's gray, and either lemon yellow or yellow ochre. Want to add on a little bit of highlight to those trees. Okay, what I want to do now is take a darker bluff color and add in some points of shadow in the bluffs, especially up top where they're still shaded. Keeping in mind the general pattern of the bluffs where they do get cooler as they get further away. So I want to stay true to that. Distant lines of trees in there. Okay. Okay everybody, the sun is going down. I'm losing the light, but I got a lot of good video footage and I got some pictures. I'm gonna take this painting back to the studio and finish it up there where I can really take my time making sure that I get it the way that I want it to be with the lighting and just the mood and the feel of the painting. So let's take this and head back to the studio to finish it up. Alright everybody, we are back in the studio. Finally have a little bit of time to work on this on plein air study that I did. This is probably like a week later actually, from when I did the on plein air study portion of the painting. So we're gonna give it a good look and see what kind of things we need to do to finish off the painting. So I have had a good look at the painting and I've come to the conclusion that there are a few things that I need to change and also add in order to finish up this nice little study painting. And the first thing is something I need to change, and that is the background bluffs. And if you take a good look at them, I'm sure it won't take you long to realize the redundancy in the way they're shaped. It kind of looks like you have a general kind of amateur looking mountain pattern here where it's just peak, trough, peak, trough, peak, trough, peak, and they all kind of just look the same. So I want to just kind of shake it up in there, and the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to take this middle bluff and kind of connect it to this one, maybe carve out, I don't know, maybe I'll take it out entirely, but just kind of carve down this way and then bring it over to that. And then we'll keep this generally the way it is, and probably this, but yeah, we're gonna shake it up there. Another thing is I want to add in another tree kind of like this one, maybe right up in here, just to add a little bit more interest in here. And I'm gonna darken up this valley down here even more, and also I'm going to darken up the valley in between here, just because it's kind of hard to differentiate this foreground hill with this background hill. There's a valley in between, so we need to find a way to separate the two. So those are the main changes that we're going to do right off the bat. And to finish up the painting, I'm going to be using the same colors that I used out in the field. I've kept them in this bag, so that'll be pretty easy to keep true to the colors. Also going to probably be drawing a little bit from my leftover paint in here. This is just paint that I've saved. Most of them right now are the same colors in here, so it doesn't really matter. All right, first order of business. Come in here and take out that peak. And I've also mixed in some of the yellows with that brilliant red to warm up this sky color, which has a lot of titanium white in it to lift the value. Alright, now I think I can come back and start to shape the background bluffs a little bit more. Alright, let's see how well I can match these bluff colors. That's pretty good. Alright, now I'm going to put a little bit more shadows in the valley. Okay, now I'm going to take a nice lighter value, put it back behind that hill, and blend it up. Another thing I want to do right here is add some cool highlights, because they're going to be shadowed highlights right at the top of this hill that's right there. And I can do that by taking titanium white and mixing it with a cool green. Just like that. And I can also bring some of that and put it up in here as well. Alright, I think I want to bring a strip of sunlight right back here. So I'm going to take some bright green, which is basically going to be similar to the color we used here, which I believe was titanium white and lemon yellow mixed in with the green that's there. But I think I'll use titanium white and yellow ochre, because I don't want it to be too bright. I'm just going to have it fade back in there, like that. Alright, I think I want to put the trunk of this tree in now. So I'm just taking Payne's Gray and Burnt Umber and just a little bit of some leftover paint that looked dark. We're going to paint in a nice trunk, which is going to come down to about that point right there. I might want to bring another smaller one down like that. Alright, I like that. Might want to darken it up down here a little bit. Looking pretty good for now. Alright, so now we're going to put that small tree right up in this area. And I'm going to mix a color that is much the same to these two. Alright, let's try and put it right here. Do I like that? That's the question. Does it work? I don't know that I do like it, actually, now that I get it in there. Seems like the plein air painting underneath has dried pretty much completely, so I can just wipe it off. Maybe I'll just kind of blend this out. That makes it look a little bit more like these hills are connected, which I like. Because it's a plein air painting, I don't want to sit here and put too much detail into it like I would if I was doing a studio painting. I just want to finish up this plein air painting, and I took video of the area. I remember what it looks like. I know what I want to achieve, but I'm just trying to figure out how to get to the finish line for this little study painting. So you have seen me trying to place some trees, but they didn't work out. And I wanted something over here because it's pretty barren on this side, whereas over on the right side you have this big tree, this tree, and you just have a lot of interest over here. And I want to balance out that interest by adding something here. And I do have these trees back here, and I've actually contemplated taking those out, but I quite like having them there. I think they help with the depth, and I like the forested, wooded look. That's really true to the area I was painting at. So I want to leave those in, but putting trees down here and having these trees up here, it just doesn't work. I don't know why it doesn't work, but it just doesn't work. So what can I put in this area to balance out the painting and add a little bit of interest over on this side? I remember painting at this spot months ago now, back in the summertime, and I had finished up a plein air painting up on that ridge line, and I remember looking out over this area, and it was dusk, and there was some cattle out there on the hill, and I just thought it looked so cool. It is absolutely gorgeous. I think I want to paint it sometime in the future, but I mean, just look at that. Look at the depth you could capture in that. It goes back so far. And I even commented that would be cool to do a plein air with cattle down on that hill. But then I thought, there was cattle grazing up and down these slopes. Hey, what's up, guys? And so I'm thinking the missing puzzle piece to finishing up this painting might be to put in some cattle there. So I'm going to try it and see if I can't finish up the painting with that. Okay, so the cattle that are in this area are just they're black and white, but mostly black. They have a little bit of white coloration on their faces and stuff like that, but they're basically all black. So I'm going to go for a dark color, and to achieve this dark color I am mixing burnt umber with Payne's gray and just a little bit of titanium white. So let's see about putting some right up here. Put one down here as well. I think that's good. I just need to add in some shadows, I think, behind some of them. And for that, I'm just taking a dark green. Okay, just a little bit more shadow, I think. I want the shadows to be in the right direction, though. Maybe it's done. I don't know, maybe it's done. Well guys, what do you think? I think I'm going to call it finished. I really liked this painting. I liked the plein air session. And that's why I really wanted to finish it up. Finally got some time to do just that. And I'm happy with the way it is looking. Whoops, wow, I almost dropped it. But I really like the lighting effect of this painting. I like that bright sunset light that's really warm, that's coming across the top of the ridge, and then you got the shadows. I liked that tree that was there that we captured, and then also the cool shadows in the foreground hills, and then the background bluffs with that sunset sky lighting. I have to say, it's really nice to be back painting in the studio, although I do want to do some more plein air paintings. I kind of want to try a winter plein air painting. But I might do a mix of studio paintings and plein air painting. We actually got some snow this morning, and that's why I got the heater going in here to keep me warm. But watch for some videos coming out of a little bit more detailed paintings. I have actually this one right up here that I'm working on, but I am really excited about this one. I haven't finished it yet. I still have a lot left to do on it. But this one is going to be probably a little bit more detailed painting of a sunset over an ocean with like a beach and stuff. So excited about that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, if you liked the video, leave me a thumbs up, leave a comment if you have any questions of any kind. I love hearing from you guys. But yeah, thank you guys for tagging along. Good having you here in the studio with me. We'll catch you in the next video, and until then, God bless you guys. We'll see you later.